My stepfather's actions unfolded in the shower while my mother was away, revealing a complex web of emotions and secrets. As we prepare to embark on this journey together, remember to show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I would love to hear from you. Please share where you're tuning in from in the comments. Elena stood before the bathroom mirror, her fingers gently tracing the edge of her towel, twisting and tugging as the weight of the day settled upon her shoulders. The day had stretched on, heavy with demands and trials, leaving her craving a tender moment of peace. She stood at the threshold of the shower, the warm water calling to her like a soft caress, offering the promise of relief from the day's burdens and weariness. The house held a serene stillness, with only the soft whispers of the outside world gently seeping through. With her mother out running errands and gathering groceries, Elena found herself alone in the company of her stepfather, Adrian. He occupied the living room, seemingly absorbed in the world of his video game, blissfully unaware of the emotions swirling within her, or so she believed. Elena had always felt a deep allure towards Adrian. In his late 30s, he exuded a captivating charm, his fit and handsome physique reflecting a commitment to fitness and well-being. His dark hair cascaded gently over his forehead, highlighting his sculpted features and imparting a youthful allure that made her heart flutter. His charm was undeniable, effortlessly weaving humor and playful remarks that brought a smile to her face, often brightening her day. It was the exchanged looks and gentle brushes of their hands that stirred within her a mix of confusion and delight. Every time their gazes intertwined and their hands lightly grazed, a rush of exhilaration coursed through her, awakening a longing that both excited and unsettled her. Though she never meant to overstep, a part of her, nestled deep within, yearned for something beyond the ordinary. As she finally turned the water on, the steam began to fill the small bathroom, wrapping around her in a warm, inviting embrace. The gentle murmur of the flowing water enveloped her, a tender melody that eased the burdens of her day, leaving her in a state of tranquil bliss. As she entered the shower, the warm water cascaded over her skin, enveloping her in a gentle embrace that eased her weary muscles. The experience was divine, melting away the weariness of the day and leaving her with a sense of rejuvenation. Her thoughts began to meander, gently returning to memories of Adrian. She couldn't dispel the vision of him from her thoughts, her imagination drifting to how he might perceive her in this moment, drenched, open, and laid bare in a manner that stirred both excitement and trepidation within her. Engrossed in her reflections, she remained unaware as the bathroom door gently swung open. Adrian entered, his brow arching in astonishment at the unforeseen scene before him. "Elena, I didn't realize you were in here," he said, his voice casual yet warm, breaking her train of thought. Elena paused, a wave of surprise ran through her as she processed the moment. "Oh, Adrian, I believed you were in the living room," she murmured, instinctively drawing the shower curtain closer around herself, her cheeks blooming with warmth. Adrian chuckled gently, moving closer with a relaxed assurance that sent a thrill through her heart. "I was, but I heard the water running and thought I'd check if you needed anything," he replied, his tone playful yet carrying a hint of something deeper that made Elena's stomach flutter. Warmth flooded her cheeks as she navigated a blend of shyness and surprising thrill. "I'm fine, just refreshing myself," she managed to say, striving to maintain her composure despite the fluttering of her heart. He leaned effortlessly against the door frame, arms crossed, observing her with a playful smile that stirred a mix of vulnerability and unexpected delight within her. You could have locked the door," he suggested, his gaze steady and intense. She confessed, a wave of exhilaration sweeping through her, catching her off guard. The atmosphere in the bathroom was heavy with anticipation, filled with an unexpressed connection as she felt his eyes resting on her. "Need me to grab a towel for you?" he asked with a light chuckle, keeping a respectful distance. Elena took a deep breath, her heart racing in her chest, echoing like a distant melody. "What do you need assistance with?" she inquired, even as a part of her was already aware of the response. Adrian moved nearer, resting against the rim of the bathtub, his gaze locked onto hers, the intensity causing her breath to catch. It's a rare moment when one finds themselves in such an intimate situation with a loved one. I was thinking I could assist you with washing your hair or something like that. The essence of his words stirred something deep within her, a blend of apprehension and an irresistible excitement. A part of her yearned to create distance, to establish boundaries and gently remind him of the roles they played. Yet, another part of her, the part that had been captivated by him for so long, yearned to invite him in, to delve into the bond that had been quietly blossoming between them. Elena bit her lip, her heart racing as the warmth of Adrian's gaze sent delightful shivers down her spine. In that instant, a tumultuous struggle unfolded within her. A part of her yearned to create distance, to restore the boundaries that seemed to fade into the background. Another part of me, captivated by him for so long, brimming with curiosity and longing, ached to invite him closer, to discover the depths of what this connection might hold. "I don't think that's a good idea," she said, trying to sound strong and certain, yet her voice trembled, revealing the conflict stirring inside her. "If you're comfortable with it, we can talk about this later," he responded, stepping closer and narrowing the space that separated them. "Your secret is safe with me." The image of him in the bathroom with her made her heart race, fluttering in her chest, and the excitement of the moment enveloped her like a comforting embrace. "All right, perhaps just my hair," she finally conceded, a mix of exhilaration and trepidation coursing through her. Adrian's smile blossomed, a blend of astonishment and joy illuminating his features, turning his expression into one of heartfelt enthusiasm. With a sense of abandon, Adrian knocked on the door, handing her a fresh towel. The water quickly seeped through his shirt, highlighting his sculpted form and making her breath catch in her throat. "Do you see?" With a playful smile, he brushed it off, his confidence radiating warmth. Elena chuckled softly, attempting to mask the thrill stirring inside her. "You're out of your mind," she responded, a trace of incredulity woven into her voice. Adrian took the shampoo, pouring a generous amount into his palm, and stepped even closer to her. "Allow yourself to unwind. I promise I'll be gentle," he reassured her, his voice a soft caress that wrapped around her like a warm embrace. As he gently worked the shampoo into her hair, Elena closed her eyes, allowing herself to fully embrace the soothing feeling. His fingers were both firm and gentle, gliding through her hair with a familiarity that stirred deep feelings within her. She leaned into his touch, surrendering to the moment as the warm water enveloped them both. "You have beautiful hair," he said, his voice soft and calming, enveloping her like the warm mist surrounding them. "Thank you," she whispered, her cheeks warming with a blend of tenderness and openness. They lingered in a gentle quietude for a moment, the rhythmic sound of the water weaving a tranquil atmosphere around their closeness. Yet, Elena's heart quickened once more as she sensed his hands gliding down to wash her hair. As she opened her eyes, she discovered Adrian's gaze fixed on her, a depth in his eyes that quickened her heartbeat. An unspoken connection lingered in the air between them, a tension that felt almost alive. "Elena," he murmured gently, his voice a tender hush, "I've been longing for this moment for what feels like an eternity." Her heart fluttered with a mix of confusion and curiosity as she replied, "What do you mean?" Her breath caught softly, a wave of anticipation washing over her, leaving her feeling almost weightless. "I've always thought you had a unique perspective on things, Elena," he admitted, his eyes locking onto hers, conveying a profound emotion that rendered her momentarily at a loss for words. Elena's heart raced, each pulse resonating with the whirlwind of feelings that enveloped her. "Adrian, I share those feelings too," she confessed, her words flowing freely before she could hold them back, the truth finally weaving itself into the air around them. He moved nearer, their bodies nearly brushing, the steam enveloping them like a gentle embrace, heightening the atmosphere. "Then why are we acting as if this isn't unfolding?" he asked, his voice laced with a deep sense of urgency. Before she could respond, he leaned in, gently brushing his lips against hers in a tender kiss. The kiss began gently, a delicate journey into uncharted feelings, but soon it grew more profound and fervent. Elena surrendered to him, her body instinctively leaning into his touch as she encircled his neck with her arms, drawing him nearer, savoring the warmth that enveloped them both. The kiss was charged, sending ripples through her very essence, awakening a warmth she had never known, a deep longing intertwined with an undeniable urgency that enveloped them both. As they separated, both inhaling sharply, the weight of the moment enveloped them, leaving them in a state of wonder and reflection about all that had just unfolded. What is unfolding between us? Elena inhaled deeply, her heart fluttering with anticipation. I can't help it, he admitted, his brow creased with worry as thoughts of you lingered in his mind. This resonates deeply. She gazed into his eyes, seeking any trace of uncertainty. Instead, she discovered a longing mirrored within her. Perhaps it is, she murmured, emboldened by a surge of newfound assurance. She drew him closer, their lips meeting in a kiss that was rich and full of longing. Their lips intertwined, the kiss deepening as they surrendered to the intensity of the moment. Elena sensed his hands gliding over her waist, drawing her nearer with a gentle touch. Their bodies intertwined beneath the gentle flow of water. In that moment, the bathroom door creaked open, and time seemed to stand still. They both halted, hearts pounding, as they turned to find her mother standing there, eyes wide with surprise. What is happening here? She breathed, her eyes wide with astonishment. Elena's heart sank, and she instinctively withdrew from Adrian, a swirl of vulnerability and trepidation enveloping her. Mom, Adrian took a step back, his hands lifted in a gesture of yielding. It's not what it seems, he stammered, a tremor of urgency lacing his voice. Yet her mother's gaze moved between them, gradually warming with understanding. It seems just as it appears, she murmured softly, a knowing look gracing her features. Elena felt a flutter of anxiety in her stomach as she absorbed the unexpected arrival of her mother, interrupting the tender moment she had been sharing with Adrian. Mom, I can explain, she began, her voice quivering with a blend of apprehension and vulnerability. Yet, her mother lifted a hand to hush her, a look of deep understanding and determination gracing her features. If you're still engaged with this video and feel moved by the story, please share a 1 in the comments to show me you're here with me. No, I believe you both must navigate this on your own, she said with a resolute tone, her words carrying an undeniable weight. With that, she took a step back, gently closing the door with a quiet click, leaving Elena and Adrian in each other's presence once more. The unexpected solitude was a mix of freedom and constraint, a vibrant energy surrounding them as they stood at the edge of a new reality. Elena turned to Adrian, her heart fluttering, each pulse resonating with the intensity of the moment they had just shared. What shall we explore next? She inquired softly, her voice a gentle murmur, tinged with a hint of unease. Adrian brushed his fingers through his damp hair, droplets gliding down his forehead, his face reflecting a profound inner turmoil. We can't simply overlook this, he responded, his brow knitted in contemplation. We cannot ignore the reality of what transpired. Elena nodded slowly, her thoughts swirling with the weight of their choices. But what if your brother discovers the truth? Or perhaps my mother? The idea of their families uncovering the truth sent a shiver through her, stirring a deep sense of unease within her heart. He moved nearer, gently resting a hand on her shoulder, anchoring her in the present. Let's embrace each moment as it comes. In this moment, we must embrace honesty, he said, his voice unwavering and soothing, providing her with a comforting anchor in the midst of chaos. Elena took a deep breath, a blend of anticipation and trepidation coursing through her as she contemplated the journey of discovering this new bond with him. All right, she consented, her voice soft and delicate, the significance of her choice lingering in the atmosphere. The remainder of their shower was marked by soft moments of closeness, each gentle caress sparking a warmth between them that felt impossible to quell. They were aware of the boundaries they were stepping over, yet the excitement of it all filled them with a vibrant sense of existence like never before. As the water flowed gently around them, they exchanged fleeting kisses, each one bolder than the previous, every instant charged with the thrilling essence of their surroundings. As they emerged from the shower, the warmth surrounding them was charged with an undeniable energy, a connection that lingered in the atmosphere. They both sensed that this was merely the start of a journey far more intricate and meaningful than either had ever imagined. As they explored this blossoming bond, the days transformed into weeks rich with stolen glances and soft-spoken exchanges. Every encounter deepened their longing for what lay ahead, creating a tension that felt almost overwhelming. They started to discover their connection beyond the bathroom's walls, sharing tender kisses in the kitchen when her mother was absent, their laughter gently resonating in the quiet home. Soft, lingering touches awakened a warmth that yearned to be embraced. Yet, the harder they endeavored to conceal their feelings from the world, the more challenging it became to keep their emotions at bay. One evening, as Elena immersed herself in her studies at the dining table, her focus was gently disrupted by thoughts of Adrian. He entered the room and leaned against the door frame, his gaze warm and filled with a tender smile as he watched her. The sight of him stirred something deep within her, a familiar warmth that echoed the connection they held, an unseen force that gently urged them closer, even as they faced the challenges ahead. "You seem quite absorbed," he remarked, a playful lilt in his tone. She looked up, a gentle flutter stirring within her. "I'm focused on finishing this homework before my mom returns. Can I assist you with anything?" he suggested, moving in a little closer. Elena gently shook her head, a soft smile playing at the corners of her lips. "I believe I can handle this. Moreover, I have a feeling that calculus isn't really your strong suit." He laughed softly, drawing nearer until he was just beside her. "You might find my knowledge quite intriguing." With a teasing glance, she gently pushed him aside, yet he grasped her wrist, drawing her closer to him. "You're keeping your distance," he murmured, a touch of gravity lacing his voice. "I'm not avoiding you," Elena insisted, her heart quickening as she sensed his warm breath brushing against her face. "I'm simply aiming to immerse myself in my studies." Adrian moved nearer, his gaze exploring the depths of her eyes. "You understand that isn't the case. We both sense the undeniable connection that exists between us, a bond that calls for our attention." His words stirred a whirlwind of feelings inside her, a blend of thrill and trepidation dancing together. What if this is merely a fleeting moment? What if it holds no significance? Elena murmured softly, seeking to reassure her own heart. Adrian gently cradled her cheek, guiding her face upward to connect with his eyes. "I find that hard to accept. What we share is truly unique, a connection that transcends mere fleeting encounters. Your presence stirs something deep within me each moment we share." Elena sensed her determination wavering as she gazed into Adrian's eyes. His gaze enveloped her, stirring a mix of exhilaration and uncertainty within her heart. She sensed the warmth emanating from him, wrapping around her like a tender embrace that clouded her thoughts. But what if someone discovers the truth? What would happen if my mom discovers this? She expressed her worries, the weight of the moment pressing down on her heart. "We'll find our way together," he assured, drawing nearer until their lips nearly brushed, the air around them thick with longing. "For the moment, let's simply savor this experience. Let's embrace the moment without dwelling on what lies ahead." Before she could find her words, he stepped closer, gently pressing his lips against hers in a soft kiss that ignited a spark within her very soul. The kiss began tenderly, a delicate journey as they ventured into the depths of their emerging connection, but soon it transformed into something more fervent, kindling a warmth that had long been lingering between them. Elena leaned into him, her arms finding their way around his neck, drawing him nearer as she yielded to the kiss. The outside world slipped into the background, a mere echo, while the bond they felt in that instant became everything. It was as though time had paused, leaving only the gentle warmth of their bodies and the soft cadence of their breaths in existence. As they gently separated, both breathless and wide-eyed, a blend of exhilaration and trepidation surged through her veins, leaving her feeling vibrantly alive yet delicately on edge. "Look," he said, a teasing smile dancing on his lips, his eyes glimmering with a hint of mischief. "It's not too shabby, is it?" Elena chuckled gently, her cheeks glowing with warmth and a delightful flutter that arose from the excitement of their hidden connection. "All right, perhaps not," she confessed, a gentle smile blossoming on her lips. In that moment, the familiar sound of the front door creaking open filled the air, causing them both to pause, caught in the stillness of anticipation. A wave of anxiety washed over her as they swiftly separated, their hearts beating in unison at the sound of her mother's voice calling, "Elena, I'm home." Adrian's eyes filled with a mix of surprise and concern as he took a step back, instinctively creating space between them, the weight of their circumstances settling heavily in the air. "What shall we explore together?" he whispered, casting a wary glance at the door, his face reflecting a blend of worry and intensity. Elena's thoughts swirled as she navigated the unexpected change in their surroundings, the thrill of their kiss now tinged with the weight of her mother's imminent presence. "Just act normal," Elena replied, her voice steady, though her thoughts swirled with intensity. "We'll find our way through this in due time." Her mother entered the room, a grocery bag gently cradled in her hand. "Hello, darling. I trust you've been dedicating yourself to your studies," she said with a bright smile, unaware of the unspoken tension surrounding them. "Of course, Mom," Elena responded, a smile playing on her lips as Adrian lingered by the door, his gaze shifting nervously between them. "Adrian, how have you been feeling lately?" her mother inquired, casting a warm smile in his direction. "Ah, delightful." He offered assistance to Elena with her homework, his voice carrying a hint of vulnerability. Her mother smiled softly, a look of contentment gracing her features. "That's wonderful. Your time together is truly valued. Family holds a special place in our hearts." As she began to unpack the groceries, her back was gracefully turned away from them. As her mother turned away, Elena shared a fleeting, nervous look with Adrian, who remained taut, his shoulders stiff and his brows gently knitted in concern. In that brief instant, they exchanged a quiet connection, an acknowledgement of their unspoken feelings, knowing they couldn't pursue them at that moment, especially with her mother so close by. Still, the excitement of the kiss they had exchanged lingered in the atmosphere like a captivating fragrance, making it hard to overlook the deep feelings that flowed between them. If you're still engaged with this video and feel moved by the story, please share your thoughts in the comments to let me know you're here with me. As her mother busied herself with the groceries and shared the details of her day, Elena leaned closer, her voice a soft whisper filled with urgency. "We need to talk about this later." The gravity of the moment enveloped them, and she sensed the urgency to confront it together. "Absolutely," Adrian responded, a playful glimmer flickering in his gaze, filled with both thrill and a hint of defiance. "I'll be anticipating your arrival in my room." The allure in his voice stirred a wave of anticipation within her, and Elena nodded, her heart racing with a blend of excitement and trepidation for what lay ahead. After a few more moments of light conversation with her mother, during which Elena fought to keep up a mask of composure, she gracefully excused herself, attempting to appear casual as she glided down the hallway toward Adrian's room. Every step seemed to stretch on forever, her mind swirling with the memory of their kiss, a spark that sent a flutter through her being. As she entered his room, the door softly clicked shut, and the air around them transformed, heavy with unspoken longing. Adrian leaned against his desk, arms crossed, a teasing smile dancing on his lips that made her heart flutter. "You're in trouble now," he teased, his voice playful yet carrying a weight that sent a thrill through her veins. Elena rolled her eyes, a hint of a smile tugging at her lips, the tension in the air thick and electric. "You're the one who kissed me," she replied, her tone light and teasing, hinting at the thrill that danced just beneath the surface of their playful exchange. "Only because I couldn't resist," he said, moving closer until he stood directly in front of her once more, his nearness igniting a whirlwind of sensations within her. "I've yearned for that moment for what feels like an eternity." His admission lingered in the atmosphere, and Elena experienced a wave of exhilaration at his words, a warmth enveloping her that rendered her breathless. "What shall we do next?" she inquired softly, her voice a delicate murmur, the weight of their circumstances returning as she gazed up at him, her heart quickening. "Now," he said, his voice soft and inviting, enveloping her like a gentle caress, "we find a way to be together without drawing attention." With that, He leaned down and pressed his lips to hers in a kiss that was both deeper and more urgent, kindling a warmth that had been quietly building between them. Elena surrendered to him again, as the outside world blurred into nothingness, enveloped in the captivating warmth of their bond. Elena surrendered to the warmth of his embrace, her heart quickening as they drew closer, their bodies entwined. They leaned back against the bed, and Elena felt herself gently sinking onto the plush mattress. Adrian descended beside her, his presence enveloping hers as he pressed his lips to hers once more, with a deeper intensity this time. Elena's fingers wove through his hair, drawing him nearer as everything else slipped into the background. They became entwined, discovering the depths of their connection together. Adrian's hands glided over her sides, outlining the gentle contours of her body, while Elena's fingers moved gracefully along his back, igniting a warm thrill within him. "I've never experienced anything like this," she confessed softly between kisses. "Neither do I," he admitted, taking a moment to gaze deeply into her eyes. "It seems perfect, doesn't it?" Elena nodded, her heart fluttering as she recognized the depth of her desire for him. "Indeed, it does." As their lips met once more, a palpable tension started to weave itself around them. Adrian's hands glided beneath her shirt, softly caressing her skin, kindling a warmth deep inside her. Elena inhaled sharply, her body responding to his gentle caress, as a cascade of warmth enveloped her. But just as the atmosphere thickened with anticipation, they both paused at the unmistakable sound of footsteps echoing outside the door. A wave of anxiety surged through them, and they instinctively separated, hearts racing as the weight of their circumstances enveloped them like a sudden chill. "Elena," her mother called softly from down the hall, her voice weaving through the heavy silence that lingered in the air. "Is everything all right in there?" Adrian's eyes widened in surprise, his expression transforming from longing to urgency as he hurried off the bed, the connection they had just experienced now teetering on the edge. "We must maintain our composure," he whispered, his heart pounding, the excitement of their near connection now tinged with apprehension. Elena nodded, her heart racing in her ears like a distant melody, each thrum heightening her unease as she adjusted her shirt, smoothing it down as if that could conceal the feelings swirling inside her. "I'm fine, Mom," she replied, working to maintain a light and easy tone, though inside, she felt a swirl of emotions. Adrian looked at her, a blend of thrill and uncertainty dancing in his gaze. "This isn't over," he said, his voice low yet brimming with a promise that ignited a spark of anticipation within her. As her mother moved on, the weight of the moment gradually lifted, leaving behind an undeniable yearning that deepened between them. They exchanged knowing glances, each look kindling the warmth of their shared secret, infusing the moment with a thrilling and intoxicating energy. In the weeks that followed, they discovered gentle ways to explore their blossoming connection, each day unfolding like a tender dance of longing and care. Late-night messages transformed into whispered encounters in the backyard, where the shadows embraced them, allowing for tender kisses hidden from the world and a chance to savor the warmth of each other's presence just a little longer. Every moment unfolded like a tantalizing secret, exhilarating and captivating, a surge that neither could deny. Then arrived a weekend when Elena's mother departed for a wedding, leaving her and Adrian together in the house for the very first time. The atmosphere was charged with a quiet longing as they nestled in for a movie night, the unspoken connection between them humming softly, alive with energy as the film began to play. Adrian leaned in, his fingers lightly grazing Elena's thigh, creating a warmth that sent delightful shivers coursing through her. "You know, I've been pondering," he said, his voice soft and inviting, capturing her complete focus. "What is it about?" she inquired, her eyes dancing with a teasing smile, attempting to conceal the flutter of curiosity and anticipation within her. As he spoke of possibilities that lay ahead, his gaze deepened, each word laden with meaning that sent her heart racing with anticipation. Elena felt a flutter in her chest at the suggestion, the depth of his words enveloping her as her thoughts danced with endless possibilities. "Could you clarify what you mean?" she inquired softly, her voice a gentle murmur, a blend of eagerness and a hint of uncertainty as she anticipated his reply. He leaned in closer, his lips gently grazing her ear. "Perhaps we could delve into what lies between us. Let's embrace the moment, just the two of us." The thought ignited a wave of exhilaration within her. "Do you truly feel confident in this decision? What if someone discovers the truth?" she inquired, her pulse quickening. Adrian smiled, his gaze deep and captivating. "My desire for you, Elena, is undeniable. If you're ready, I'm open to embracing the uncertainty together." Elena sensed her determination falter, her desire for him was stronger than anything else. "Okay," she whispered, a thrill coursing through her as the credits began to fade away. They both leaned in, their lips meeting in a tender embrace. It swiftly intensified, and soon they found themselves entwined on the couch, fingers tracing softly and bodies drawn closely together. Adrian's hands glided beneath her shirt, gently caressing her skin, and Elena inhaled sharply at the unexpected sensation. "Do you truly feel that way?" Adrian inquired, gazing intently into her eyes, seeking any trace of uncertainty that could reveal a flicker of doubt. His gaze held a depth that stirred something within Elena, quickening the rhythm of her heart. "Yes," she whispered, the words slipping from her lips with a blend of anticipation and assurance, sensing the warmth between them pulse like a vibrant energy. With that shared understanding, they stepped into the bedroom, the excitement of their hidden connection sparking every touch and glance as they entered. As they sank onto the bed, the outside world melted into a soft haze, leaving only the gentle echoes of distant sounds and worries behind. In that close moment, everything revolved around the connection they held, a bond that was both thrilling and deeply meaningful. Hours later, they lay wrapped in each other's embrace, the room enveloped in a soothing silence that conveyed deep emotions. The gentle light seeped through the curtains, enveloping them in a warm embrace that deepened their feeling of comfort and closeness. Elena smiled, her heart brimming with joy as she nestled closer to Adrian, feeling adored and safe in his embrace. "I can't believe we did that," she said softly, her voice a gentle murmur, lingering in the warmth of their intimate connection. "Neither can I, but it felt incredible," Adrian chuckled, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear with a soft caress, his fingers lingering against her skin, kindling a warmth that spread through her. Elena nodded, her heart fluttering as she remembered the depth of their connection, the way they had embraced their emotions in that fleeting moment. "It was all I had dreamed it would be," she confessed, her voice rich with genuine emotion and awe. They devoted the remainder of the weekend to discovering one another, connecting on both an emotional and physical level. With each shared secret, their bond grew stronger. Every soft confession and gentle caress drew them nearer, intertwining their souls. Elena sensed that they were uncovering not just one another, but also a hidden facet of themselves that had long remained unrecognized. Every moment was filled with closeness, sparking a flame that hinted at a radiant future ahead. As we conclude this profound journey of connection and exploration, we encourage you to ponder the insights you've gained from Elena and Adrian's tale. Connections can be intricate and rich with feelings, and at times, we encounter circumstances that test our limits and convictions. What touches your heart from their journey? Are there insights about understanding emotions, being truthful, or the significance of connection that you intend to embrace in your own journey? Kindly share a lesson you've embraced and the way you plan to weave it into your life in the comments below. If this video resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. We invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can discover more captivating content that resonates with you. Your support allows us to keep weaving tales that resonate deeply. I appreciate your time and attention.